Born in the USA, The Major Events of American History by John Schwind. After American land was discovered in 1492, many more people traveled across the Atlantic Ocean from Europe to live here. As time progressed and more people came, these people formed an alliance and wanted to separate from Britain so they could become and be considered their own country. In 1775, the Revolutionary War began, a war to determine if the people on American lands could have a country separate from Britain. The war would result in 4,500 deaths, but the end result allowed America to become a country. With the Declaration of Independence, America officially became a separated country apart from Britain. This victory also led to the establishment of the Constitution, a set of rules, regulations, and laws for the new government. The document aimed for checks and balances so no part of the government would have too much power. The Constitution also named a president the leader of the government. With that the case, George Washington, a military leader during the Revolutionary War, was named the first president of the United States of America. In order to create borders between groups of people and give different parts of the country a fair say in government, states were created. The original 13 colonies became the first states starting in 1787. They included Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Virginia. Within 40 years, the number of states in America increased to 25 and eventually result in 50 states by 1949. As more and more states began to be formed and annexed or added to the United States, America remained at peace for almost 100 years until slavery became a major issue in the southern states. These states wanted to separate from the rest of America because many people in America were against slavery and wanted it to be abolished or banned. Abraham Lincoln, the president at the time, would not allow this. Civil war broke out in 1861 between the northern states, called the Union, and the southern states, called the Confederates. For 4 years, American land was a battleground, ending with the Battle of Palmetto Ranch in 1865. The southern states remained a part of America, and slavery was abolished and banned, freeing thousands of people. It was at this time that Americans began to realize that they had the power to be a tremendous country. A country that could not only grow and become much larger, but also a country that other nations could rely on. In 1914 and 1939, Americans would come to the aid of many European countries to stop the military and political powers of other countries, such as Germany and Russia. These two instances were known as World War I and World War II. As America grew and became a much more diverse nation, racism became a major issue. However, in the 1950s and 1960s, Martin Luther King Jr., an African American man who fought for equal rights, helped end segregation in the United States and allowed America to become a melting pot for future generations. America was once again put to the test on September 11, 2001. On this day, two planes crashed into the World Trade Center in New York City. The planes were flown by the terrorists that were a part of Al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda is a terrorist group located mainly in Afghanistan. After this event, America declared war on Afghanistan, calling it the War on Terrorism. The United States will continue to find those responsible for this cowardly act and will never give in to terrorism. America's history has had many different situations arise, but this great nation has dealt with them in the correct way. America will continue to grow and overcome every obstacle, making it a place of freedom and a place where you and I can feel safe and secure. The United States of America is indeed a wonderful country.